Welcome once again, folks, to another session of Let's Chat with me, Meor Addelan. We want to talk about Niqab. Now, what is Niqab actually? A lot of people may not know this, but Niqab is actually a piece of clothing that a Muslim woman wear over their face to cover up their face. You may heard it sometimes that they may look like a ninja, they may look a bit awkward, they look even scary sometimes, but that doesn't mean that these women, these Muslim women, are not able to get the best out of themselves to contribute to society in the best way possible. And to talk more about how the world is, as our topic today, Niqab wearing women, we are no different. Ladies and gents, may I invite to you my friend Sabah. Hi, Assalamualaikum Sabah.
Hi, Walaikum Salam.
Okay, Sabah, let's just cut to the chase. Let's just dive into the topic that we have here right now. Before we even go on explaining more about what Niqab is and what it is all about, let's just start with you. Can you share with us your experience when you first started wearing a Niqab, please?
I first started wearing niqab when I was a degree student, a final year student in the UK, in the United Kingdom. So I started wearing niqab 5 years ago. And actually, when I first arrived in the UK, I still not wearing a hijab, not a niqab, but hijab. Then I started wearing hijab when I first arrived in the UK, and Alhamdulillah, I start wearing niqab at my end year degree, and from that day, I wear it until today. It's already 5 years.
Yeah, it is. If I may say correctly, you got an omen, you got a feeling that anybody out there would suddenly think that this is something that you want to do, this is something that you need to do, and this is for yourself. It's not because of you following a trend or you followed a friend or acquaintance on why you're wearing a hijab and niqab, isn't it, Sabah?
Yes. When I first started wearing niqab in the UK, or in my place in Plymouth, UK, there's not a lot of Muslim. So I do not have a friend. I did not have a friend that wear a niqab that time, and even my family, there is nobody that wearing a niqab. But actually, what made me first started wearing a niqab because I helped my husband in his research, feminism, West versus Islam. So during helping him, I learned about niqab, and I think that niqab can help me to improve myself, especially in practicing Islamic value.
You were blessed enough to actually being able to study abroad, learning your trades down there in the UK, in Plymouth, as you mentioned. Now, share with us the experience down there, because as you said it yourself, there were not really that many Muslims around in the place that you were in. And then when people saw you wearing hijab is one thing, but wearing a niqab, amongst foreigners, amongst the other people, wasn't it a bit scary? Didn't they look at you as a different person altogether? Were they feeling apprehensive or scared looking at you?
Correct. Actually, the first time when I arrived, my classmate, when I arrived in the UK, I still not wearing any hijab. So I was free hair. So when I start wearing hijab, my classmate asked me, because they are surprised that I'm wearing hijab. Then they asked me, "Are you a Muslim, Sabah?" So I said, "Yes, I am a Muslim." Then they asked me, "Why don't you wear hijab before?" And I said, "Because I was not a very good Muslim before." But when I start wearing niqab on my last year, at that time, I was doing my part-time. I do part-time and also my degree. Before a week, like almost a week before I started wearing niqab, I already asked them what were their opinion if I want to wear niqab. And they asked me, "How can we identify you if you wear niqab?" And I said, "It's easy for identification or for safety reason. You can always remove your niqab and show your face because it's for safety issue or identification issue." So it is actually no problem. And they say, "All right." And then when I start wearing niqab, they were a little bit confused, but after a few days, they already, I say, adapt to my new looks.
It's like a fashion statement, isn't it? I mean, like when you wear something, people might get confused one day, but after you wear it over and over again, they will just be accepting, and it's not nothing. It's not something new, isn't it?
Yes, and actually because I didn't change much except for my appearance. So I still the same Sabatini as I were before, and I still treat them as a good friend. I never left them behind. So my friend, my family, they're all supportive because they see good changes. They see that wearing a niqab, I am being a better me, a better Sabatini. So for them, that is good. That is good for them.
We have the stigma, and I am guilty in saying that I used to call people who wear niqabs are like ninjas who are out in the open, because you know that there's a bit of a similarity over there. Not to say that you do not know martial art, I do not know you that well, but how does it feel actually, especially in Malaysia where we are right now? You know, when you walk down the street, granted it has been easier right now, I would think, but when you started off, you know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when it was still quite new, when people start pointing fingers, how did you feel in your own country, in a Muslim country, where people still see you very awkwardly and very weirdly, Sabah?
For me, other people perspective or how they see me as ninja or anything or scary, um, we need to understand. Like I always understand that I choose to wear niqab. It doesn't mean that other people can understand the reason why I choose to wear niqab. So for me, if people call me ninja or be scary of me, it's just because they don't know me. So for me, being a ninja is not a bad thing. Even me and my husband, we produce a book called Biniku Ninja because we want to portray that even though when people say we are ninja, we take it positively. So ninja is a very good, very active, very fast in their doing their work and very smart. So I always take things positively. So if people look at me as a positive person, so there's no negative vibe.
Yeah, and as you said, the fact that people have that stigma on niqab wearing people, niqab wearing women, you actually took advantage of it, and you and your husband, as you mentioned, produce a book called Biniku Ninja. My wife is a ninja, literally, and that helped you definitely in putting you on the map, isn't it?
Yes, and actually, the book, the Biniku Ninja book, already turned into drama, and always, since that day, people always look people with niqab differently when they see the drama, and actually, I think the drama give a good influence to people out there.
The stereotype is that for a woman who is actually wearing a niqab, it means that they're no fun. They have no social life. They don't go out for activities. They only do something which is religious related. Is that true, Sabah, when I say this?
Okay, no, actually, it's not true. It's actually whatever we wear or we choose to wear, we can do anything that we want. So I started wearing niqab on my final year degree. Then I continued to my master degree in the top 10 university in the world. And I am the only person that wear niqab in that university, Imperial College London. And for my class, I am the only Muslim woman in my class that wearing hijab and niqab. So for me, it doesn't matter what you choose to wear, but if you have a target, if you have something on your mind, you can always achieve it. I always travel. I travel almost no, I travel more than 40 countries, and I think with niqab I travel more than 20 countries. So it never for me niqab is never a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So
And exactly, I mean, like when you said that niqab was never a problem, so does that mean, you know, whatever it is that you enjoyed in life prior to you wearing a niqab, and even right now that you're wearing one, there's not really that many changes that you have experienced yourself, isn't it, in regards of your activities and your routines and your hobbies, right?
yes. It's
Mm,
just that if you wear a niqab, you need to portray a better Muslim. What
mm.
I say is, if you are wearing niqab, people look at you differently. People give more attention because you wear a niqab. So if let's say I'm in the USA or in European country, I need to, being be myself, but at the same time show a good Muslim. a good and friendly Muslim, so that people will not be afraid. Because um, people in European or another country, not a Muslim country, they tend to be afraid of people that wearing a niqab like me. But I always look at them with a friendly eyes, and if I able to talk with them, I will always talk with them to let them know that it is okay to have a friend or to know people that wear niqab.
Yeah.
And I always if I'm overseas, I always wear something not that all black, because I want to look more friendly to them.
Mhm.
Because
And it's so good that you say that you smile with your eyes, because that's the most visible thing that you have with people. And great, because like, yeah, obviously, any other person out there would be smiling, using the lips and mouth and everything, but smiling with eyes does give the same kind of impression, doesn't it?
yes, it is. If you are kind or and if you're smiling, it will give a smiling vibe to other people. So it's no problem. Yes.
Mhm. I think a lot of us, not just us Malaysians, but everyone over the world right now, the fact that we have to wear masks right now, we are
Yeah.
learning more and more in smiling, using our eyes even
Yeah.
better. One
Yes.
last question I have for you, Sabah. I do want to get your advice, for anybody out there, any young woman, or even like any woman for that matter, who is thinking about wearing a niqab, who is trying to convince themselves to wear a niqab moving forward. What would your advice be to them, and what can they expect to be up life-wise? They would be, should they wear a niqab from today onwards, moving forward? Can you share with us some advice?
Okay. First of all, I will advise that you need to know what is your intention wearing a niqab. Is it for trend? Is it because somebody asked you to wear it, or is it for yourself? And then you need to understand that wearing a niqab is a sunnah. It's not something compulsory in our religion. Because some people, they think that if they wear niqab, they cannot take it off forever, and then they cannot go to work. They limit themselves. So actually, you need to really understand why you're doing it, and um, the, what is the niqab itself. So for me, my advice is, if you want to do it, get the permission from your parents. If you have a husband, you need to get a permission from your husband, and then start telling other people that you're going to wear it and why you wear it, so that you have a support. When you have a supportive family and environment, it will make it easy for you to wear a niqab, and you will not doing it half-heartedly, you know. And then don't do it because other people. Don't do it because of trend. Because if you see other people, oh, she is so pretty with niqab, and then you start wearing a niqab, and then you don't enjoy it, and you start taking it off, and then wear it, take it off. It doesn't give a good image to other people that wearing a niqab. So when we wear a niqab, is something that we need to take care. I mean, in our courtesy to niqab, something like that.
All right, lovely. I mean, like, never do something half-heartedly. Make sure you really understand, and make sure you respect the niqab and what it represents. Sabatini, thank you so much for coming onto the show and enlightening us about, women wearing niqab and what it's all about. And it doesn't deter you for being who you really are, and still, have a very positive and good life. Thank you so much, Sabah, for coming onto the show.
Thank you, Meor. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Well, that was Sabah talking to us about niqab wearing women, and it is not difficult at all to really understand. They are just as other human beings. All you have to do right now is, all you have to just believe in is that, make sure you have the greatest intentions, make sure you respect the niqab, and do it for you, not for anyone else. And others, folks, don't be afraid of them. Don't be scared of them. They are human beings like us too. And yeah, I'm happy that I have a friend who's wearing one as well. Thank you so much for coming onto the show, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this particular edition. We'll see you again next time. Take care now. Goodbye.